Yeah, we were back with part 2 of OWA Friday Night Fights, episode 1. We just saw Randy Orton kick out of a vicious curb stomp, and Seth Rollins is wondering, pleading, what does he have to do to put this man away? Remember, this is a first round match of the OWA Championship Tournament. The winner of this match will move on to the quarterfinals to take on Braun Strowman or Christian, looking for the roll up there. But Orton was able to get his hand over the rope, and RKO out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. But Orton trying to pin him. Is Orton going to advance off the RKO? There's a 1, there's a 2, and Rollins gets that shoulder up. So each man now have kicked out of their devastating finishing maneuvers. And like I told you, these men are familiar with each other. They've taken damage, punishment from each other. So it's no surprise that they were both able to kick out of their finishing moves respectively, the curb stomp and the RKO. Orton went for a move, Rollins countered. What's Rollins going to look for here? Rollins went for a kick, Orton countered the kick, and now Orton, big suplex into the cover here. Here's another cover. 1, kick out at 1. Rollins still has fight left in him. You're going to have to do more to Rollins to keep him down. And then there's a big knee. Orton has went to that knee multiple times in this matchup, and now Orton looking to taunt, looking to get the OWA crowd behind him, get a little bit of momentum. Picking Rollins up, what he's going to look for here, kick to the gut, goes downstairs, picks him up for a power bomb, and he's looking to give a buckle bomb of his own, but no, instead he's going to put him on the top rope. What's he going to look for here, putting him on the top rope? What's he doing? Oh, is he going to look for that D? Is he looking for the DDT? No, he's looking for a superplex. Looking for a superplex off the top rope, and he nails it. Superplex, but that might have taken damage out of both men. Orton now, though, right out of the superplex, looking for another knee, dropping the knee into the head of Seth Rollins, trying to damage that head, and almost knock him unconscious. Orton picks him up. Looks like a version of a cutter right there, a cutter to Seth Rollins. See what we're looking for here. Orton now taunting again to the OWA. Both of these men are very cocky superstars, but they believe getting the momentum of the crowd behind them gives them that extra adrenaline rush to power through. Seth Rollins throws him to the outside. Seth Rollins went for a move, but Orton again hits him in the gut. Looks for a pin. 1, 2. Oh, that was so close, but Rollins kicks out at 2.5, 2 3/4 really. Orton going for again another roll up here. 1, kick out by Rollins. Orton desperate to try to put Rollins away. He knows the longer this match goes, the better chance he has of losing it. And now Rollins looking for a pin. 1, kick out at 1 by Orton. We've seen multiple pin attempts by both of these men. Standing moonsault there. And now Rollins again trying to get the crowd behind him. Both moving on to the next round of this tournament, having a chance to be the first ever OWA champion means a lot to both these men. Rollins working on the leg there. Possibly trying to take out Orton's leaping ability for the RKO since he likes to get a little bit of height. And now he just slams the head into the canvas there. Rollins trying to get Orton to his feet. What's Rollins going to look for here? Rollins went for a move. Orton countered it, kicked him in the gut. He went for another kick, went for a punch. Rollins countered that punch. He has him in a grapple, looking to drag him now, dragging him into the turnbuckle, head first. What is Rollins going to look for now? Rollins trying to set Orton up for something. Seth Rollins kicked to the gut of Orton. And now just lifting his legs up and slamming his back into the mat. Very effective there by Rollins. Not flashy, but effective. And now Rollins looking for that ripcord knee to Randy Orton. He's put away a mini of opponent with that move. There's cover 1, 2, and Orton kicks out at 2.5. Both of these men, what is it going to take? What is it going to take to keep both of these men down for a 3 count? And now Rollins out of nowhere, curb stomp. Oh, and Orton caught him with an RKO out of nowhere. I don't know how he's able to recover to do that, but he did. And hook of the leg, is this going to be it? Is Orton going to advance? 1, 2, and Seth Rollins kicks out, finds the will to get the shoulder up. And now Orton going to pick him up for that cutter again. But Rollins counters, not going to work this time. how did Orton hit that RKO? But better yet, how did Rollins kick out? But now Rollins looking for the curb stomp. There's the curb stomp. And now Orton getting up out of the curb stomp, going into a roll-up. That curb stomp seemed like it didn't even affect Randy Orton. Kick to the gut again. But Seth Rollins had to regroup, and now here's Orton looking for a comeback. This match has turned very fast-paced. Big scoop slam by Randy Orton. Randy Orton might be trying to set up. Went for the DDT. Rollins able to counter him, kicking him in the leg. Getting out of breath here. This match has been back and forth, so competitive, so quick-paced. It kind of started out slow. Now both men have picked up the tempo, picked up the pace. That adrenaline must be kicking in. Dropping a knee right into the back of Seth Rollins there. Orton trying to figure out what he has to do. To put Seth Rollins away. Kicking the limbs of Seth Rollins. And now Orton trying to get the crowd behind him. Orton looking for that devastating RKO. Can Orton put him away with the RKO here? Bounces off the rope. Went for a clothesline. Rollins went for the kick, countered. Orton now looking for that DDT. This is vintage Randy Orton. And there it is. Wait for it. DDT off the second rope. And now Orton catching his breath for a second. It's been such a frantic pace. Rollins trying to get to his feet. Rollins RKO to Seth Rollins. That has to do it. That has to put Seth Rollins away. One. Kick out at one. Not even a 2 count. How are these men withstanding all of these finishers? How are both of these men putting their bodies through this? Orton went for the RKO again. Rollins countered. Rollins went for a roll-up and nailed him with a super kick. That's vintage Seth Rollins. Now Seth Rollins looking to advance. Hooking the leg. Here's the cover on Randy Orton. One. Kick out at 1. Orton has been very hard to keep down for even a 2 count, let alone a 3 count. What does Rollins have to do to try to keep him down, put him away? You can tell both these men want it, and what a way to kick off. This is the first ever match in OWA history, and both of these men are not leaving anything leaving anything to the imagination. They're putting it all on the line. They're not holding anything back on one another. Randy Orton throwing him into the barricade and then hitting him head first into that metal barricade separating the fans from the ring, and then dropping the knee into the back. Elbow to Seth Rollins. Another elbow to Seth Rollins. And then the arm, working on the arm, and then dropping the knee there. And now Orton getting into the ring here. Orton now taunting to the OWA crowd. Rollins has to try to beat this 10 count, but Orton doesn't want to win this match by countout. Orton again throwing him into the barricade. Orton just keeping on the onslaught and then putting the ribs into the metal barricade. Man, both of these men, even though they respect each other as competitors, they really are not holding anything back. Orton went for the uppercut, kind of misjudged his accuracy there. Instead, he's going to try to go to the top rope, did a top rope maneuver, but he might have thought he might have had a little bit of second thoughts on that. Rollins now going to the inside. Orton now on the outside. Rollins has ring control. And now it's Orton who led up, and Seth Rollins is going to make him pay for it. DDT there. And Rollins is back in control of this matchup. Rollins dropping a knee of his own into Randy Orton. And then a big shoulder into Seth Rollins, laying the shoulder there. Orton going for the clothesline. Rollins ducked it. Rollins went to kick him. Orton's countered that. Orton went for the RKO and he nailed it. RKO to Seth Rollins. Here's the cover, but there's a rope break, and that might be a very generous rope break. Orton, desperate to put him away, didn't drag him away from the ropes, and the veteran made a very rookie mistake there. Could it cost him in this match? Angle slam of sorts to Seth Rollins. And now Randy Orton again going back to what's worked for him, just staying on the offense, dropping the knee into the head of Seth Rollins. Orton picking up Rollins. What's he going to look for here? Orton has him. Orton with a big neck breaker there. He keeps targeting that head, that neck area, trying to literally, if you can damage the head, you can possibly cause a concussion. You can make it to where your opponent can't even see. He's trying to damage that head, take him out of the match, but Seth Rollins says no. Seth Rollins with a curb stomp, damaging the head of his own. Seth Rollins, here's the cover. 1, 2, and Orton desperately finds a way to kick out. Literally, the ref's hand was coming down for that 3, but somehow right at the very last second, to get the shoulder up. Both these men have thrown almost everything at each other. I don't know what's going to keep either one of these men down. Seth Rollins went for a move. Orton pushed him off, got him into that backbreaker. Rollins is hurt. Orton's hurt. Who's going to move on? Even if they move on, will they be able to withstand the damage in this match and win round 2? Is it going to give Christian or Braun an advantage in the quarterfinal matchup? Both these men aren't thinking about that, though. They're just thinking about winning, thinking about moving on. Rollins with the Irish whip. Rollins with the neck breaker there. Orton counters. Rollins rolls to the outside. What's Rollins looking for here? Trying to gain his breath, get his breath back perhaps. Orton doesn't want that to happen. Rollins going back on the inside of the ring. Orton cutting him off. Rollins was trying to go to the top rope. And now Orton with just another knee. He's had to drop about 7 or 8 knees into his opponent. Not flashy again, but it's very effective. And now Orton trying to get Rollins up. What is he going to look for here? Oh, he's going to taunt a little bit, try to rub it in to his opponent, put a little flare. But Rollins, that gave him time to recover, hits him with a neck breaker. Orton trying to get up, trying to use the ropes to pull himself up to his feet. Both men are battered, they're bruised, but their egos are still intact. What's Rollins looking for here? Rollins trying to grab the leg of Randy Orton, but couldn't reach him. Oh, and hails him with another neck breaker. Rollins went for a stomp. Then Orton went for an RKO, but Rollins caught him with a kick. Both these men are one-upping each other. They know what's coming. It's just a matter of if they can counter it enough in time. Rollins went for a punch. That was smart. Orton caught him with an RKO. Orton caught him with the RKO, that devastating finishing maneuver. Here's the cover. 1, 2, kick out. Kick out at 2. And Rollins just will not stay on. You got to wonder how much more. Orton is frustrated. Look at these stops. Orton is frustrated. He doesn't know what he has to do to put him away. Orton with the Irish whip pulls him back. Scoop slam. And Rollins has shown a lot of heart. Even though Rollins has got his offense in, Rollins has taken considerably more damage than Randy Orton. Wait a minute, here's a roll up. 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. But Rollins has taken more damage, and you got to wonder, this is just sheer determination, sheer adrenaline keeping him in this bout. Rollins kicks to the gut, and Rollins looking for a curb stop of his own. Is Rollins going to advance? Will this be the move? And Rollins isn't going to make the same mistake Orton did, dragging him away from the rope. But will that extra second give Orton time to kick out? 1, 2, and kick out by Randy Orton. Somehow, some way, he found a way to will. And now you got to think, if Rollins is getting frustrated, Rollins, what does he have to do to put this man away? What a great way to kick off OWA Friday Night Fights. Orton trying to just get back to his feet. Rollins isn't going to allow him. That's very smart. Rollins staying on the offensive. Rollins going to the top rope. What is Rollins going to do? Rollins looking for the Phoenix Splash. Rollins hit it. Rollins hooks the leg. 1, 2, and kick out at 2 by Randy Orton. Both of these men putting it all on the line. I mean, I don't mean to sound repetitive, ladies and gentlemen, but what else is there to say? What else is there to say about these two men? The OWA Championship means so much to both of them. Cranking the leg right there. Orton nails him with a drop kick. And then he just stomps away at the leg of Rollins. Went for the uppercut. Rollins countered that. Kick to the gut.